Okay, so I'm gonna quit judging Sam's barbecue. They got that classic taste. There's no rib joint around that had the taste that Sims have. But this is my issue that I so-called be having with CMC. When I want ribs, I want ribs. 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 But in order for them to give me ribs, gotta take off this strap piece. Gotta take off that piece. Gotta take off that little piece right there. All these little rib tips at the bottom. Last time I got a rib sandwich, I got rib tips. And I was like, dang, man, they be cheating us on the ribs. But it's not cheating. They can't afford to do without the strap, to do without the tips, this strap, this little bony piece right here that come on the spare ribs, which was $1.97 a pound as compared to the St. Louis style ribs, which are $3.29 a pound. And then they had and then like they had the ones that they had already cleaned up at the grocery store I went to for $2.99 a pound. So I'm not hating on Sims. Sims is the classic rib flavor of Little Rock all day. It probably would be too tedious for them to cut them little pieces up like that. But like with all other things, if you cut it up, it's going to cook accordingly. So all of the stuff that we need to dry up and loosen up and release the fat from these little rib pieces, the rib tips, but that's a lot of work. That's a lot of extra work to release this piece, to cut off that strap piece, to get the film off the back, to do all of this. I ain't even put it in the grill. We didn't even talk about no fire. So I ain't gonna hate on Sims, but I was like, I ain't going to Sims. I'm just gonna cook me some ribs, man. So that's what I did. And I flipped them once and tried to let them, I did them bone side down. And then I flipped them and let them, soak up the little juice that's on the bottom. So now I'm finna pour this juice in a nice little tight corner, pour it over the top, put it in the oven, and hopefully it won't do like it did last time and just be falling off the bone, because that's not what you really want from a rib. But they wasn't in the oven, so whatever. But I wanted some ribs and I just couldn't go back to Sims to get all of it, because it's not rendered. It's not broke down the way I need it to be broke down in order to eat it. And but see, it's oven tender. That bone falling off. It's not the same. And that is a lot to ask of a production place, a place that has to do high volumes of food and stuff like that. But if our rib tips was cut up like this right here, it'd be a whole different experience, man, because you can't fuck with Sim's flavor. You really can't. You cannot fool with Sim's flavor. Got my little baked beans over there. Instead of bacon, I got, what was that called? You really taking a risk going into this freezer, man. Whip it around. Smoked jowl whole. So I was like, you already doing too much, because you could have just got some pasta and just, use the ground turkey that I put in there, which, ground turkey. What does it matter when you got pork on top of pork, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I had and I wanted to utilize it. But I wanted some ribs. I've been on this barbecue kick. I guess when the sun come out, we want barbecue. So I'm letting the oven, heat back up so I can try to get that final little crisp on here. I'm finna utilize this juice, pour it over the top, and then put it back in the oven probably for however long I needed to just get me a nice little skin on top of it so it feel like it was in the grill. But yeah, I can't hate on Sims. I can't hate on them because they got the flavor. And to actually cut up the rib tips, you know what I'm saying, like that right there, it will take a lot of effort, but they got the flavor. Later.